Yo, what's up, y'all? How we doing? How we freaking doing and shit, yo? So, tonight's been wild. I've been like, I don't know, it's been just like a whole lot of acceptance and a whole lot of like, I've been spending the last month like fighting and resisting and retaining a whole lot, you know? And I've been like super discontent and I've been grieving. And I didn't really understand why. And it's like, I didn't understand that I was like fighting for separateness. I was on team separate, which like, is like, I don't know, like, if you're religious, it would be like team devil, like, you know what I mean? Like, it would be like, not the way, the way that leads to suffering. And I was living like this, high key, and I didn't really, you know, it's like the exact opposite of all the things that I learned during that last year about like life in order to like get by. And it's like all those rules that I lived by, I didn't have access to basically. And yeah, it's like, I don't know, I got scared. It was like fear. Everything was fear driven. Fear and like wanting it to be one kind of way, and like needing to be separate and alone. It's like I couldn't stand feeling connected to the people in my life, you know? Because like I don't know, like I became convinced that everyone I knew was an energy vampire. I became convinced that everyone I knew was an energy vampire. And I wanted to constantly believe that I wasn't how like how they were. I didn't want to believe that I was like them. I was really caught up in separateness, you know. And it's like I really paid attention kind of to what was going on during the times that I was suffering during last year that I had like access to in memory or via recording. And I also was like trying to pay attention to what was causing me suffering during that month and like what I could do about it. And kind of what I called it, what I thought it was, like the way I had it conceptualized was narcissism, because I had BPD. And BPD basically, I call it a flare-up, just being honest here, like a flare-up. And a BPD flare-up is essentially like covert narcissism. Okay, yeah, I'm really trying to heal this the fuck out of me. I hate it, but yin yang, you know, nobody's perfect, and I'm not above or below anything, and so I got my darkness and shit, but hey, that's what therapy's for. And I'm proud of the progress that I've made and shit, but like, yeah. So basically what I came to understand what a narcissistic state or a narcissistic personality style was essentially is what it is essentially is retentiveness. It is, sorry, there's a skeeter that I'm swatting over here. Hi, Gaia. But yeah, basically what it is retentiveness. So it's like the phenomenon of perspective shifting, like when you pinch awarenesses and stuff, and when you like swap chakras, that isn't inherently a narcissistic thing to do, as I came to understand it. At least, maybe not the chakra swapping part. I'm not a fan of that, to be honest. I don't think that should be a thing. But perspective shifting, they call it like taking another's perspective. It's kind of like walking in another man's shoes, or like empathy. Essentially, it's like when you're open in a conversation. It's something that I noticed in just about every single person / like recorded conversation that I watched. And it was tripping me the fuck out, because I was like getting convinced that like everybody was a narcissist and like, yeah. But stop that shit. How I came to understand it was the difference between what a narcissist would do versus what would happen in a normal conversation. That would happen in a normal conversation, the perspective shifting. But a narcissist would retain bits from the other person after the conversation is over or past whatever the person would want, right? And so, yeah, like everybody has these quote unquote traits that I was seeing, because it was devastating me, because I started to see these things in me, like shit that I was doing. And it's like, yeah, I got tripped the fuck out, because like I was like, I thought I healed, I thought I was so, I don't want to be a fucking energy vampire, narcissist, piece of shit, like psychopath, dude. I don't want to fucking be like that, dude. What the fuck, like, yeah. And I was feeling like I must be if I was doing this, because I was noticing myself do it. But the difference, I think, is retaining. Like straight up, like if you hold any of your chakras, or if you squeeze anything on the inside too tight and you don't let it go and just let it flow for a while with the universe, you know? Like if you try and squeeze it all inside and keep it all for yourself, like Thanos with his fucking infinity rings and shit. Hey, that's what leads to suffering, because what you're essentially doing is clinging to like impermanence. You're clinging to things that change constantly, or need to be healthy. You're clinging to things that need to change in order to be healthy, and it leads to suffering. Buddhism and Hinduism 101, it's just clinging. Yeah, and if you're in a narcissistic state, you think that you need to cling to these bits